Hello, good afternoon to everybody again, and I'm so excited to come your way again with the next session, or I think this is the seed session, or the seventh session of the art of storytelling for freelancers and creators. Yeah, so this section six seed session of the art of storytelling for freelancers and creators, and again Jacob Osae, and I'm so excited to have you for this session. I want to go straight to what the session is going to basically be about and see what we can do here. So here today we are going to look at how to create a character and how what we call existentialism, character creation and existentialism. What is character creation? How do we create the ideal character? Alter ego versus existentialism, and basically creating a character because our stories are about people, or what we call the protagonist and the antagonist. Stories are not about trees and non-living things. Stories are mostly about living characters. There are people who make our stories, unless your stories um bigly about animals, but mostly stories are about human beings. So they are the characters in the story, and it's very imperative to know how to create characters because mostly what I tell people is that mostly you want to create characters that connect with people, and that's how people can actually feel an impact in you reading your story. If your character actually is similar to someone they know, or even quite similar to you, to an aspect of their lives, they can connect so well to your story. So today's session is very important: how to create character and how the character can actually exist in the world you have created it to exist in. So let's go straight to the point. So what is character creation? Character creation is very simple. It's the art of creating a protagonist, or basically someone who drives the story, because mostly the story is driven by characters. When you're telling a story about one person, that person actually drives the story because whatever the, the person does is what creates or makes the story. Whatever the decision the person takes is what makes the story. So the character creation is very important because the characters are the people who drive the story, who modulate the story, who make the story continue. Mostly sometimes we watch movies and we read books and some characters die and like I'll not read it again because some people are actually reading the book or watching the movie because of certain characters. So character creation is very important because they are the people who drive the story, they are the people who pull the audience, they are the people who actually make your story worth reading, worth watching, and worth following. So it's imperative to create a character, and like mostly how I do it, how do I create my characters? And that's basically what we are going to look at today. And it depends on the kind of story you're writing. Mostly, for someone who writes science fiction and fantasy, mostly my characters are mostly sciencey. If it's not an engineer, it's Afrofuturist. If it's not a computer scientist, it's like mathematician, a physicist, a biologist, someone with sorcery abilities, someone with dark magic, an astral projector. And basically looking at a general story you're telling. And for those who are writing romance and love stories, I think it's a normal person, young guy, handsome, intelligent, young lady, very productive and very intelligent. So these are the things that go into your character creation. And mostly, you really want to create like it's there are different ways of creating characters. Like if you are creating a character who is a scientist, you want to know that scientists are very brilliant and intelligent people. So the only way you can make such you're able to prove that this is actually a scientist is the things that happen to the scientist in the story. For someone who's very intelligent, you are quite certain that such a person will have very interesting conversations in the story, exploring very deep things about himself and all those things. And that's for that one, mostly because you can say this person is a scientist and he doesn't really know so much, right? So that's for that particular one, and you're going to look deeper into the process soon. It's so like in so when there are a few points I like to explore when it comes to in creating your ideal character. So like I'm just going to go through quickly. So in creating your ideal character, I feel like you want to know the personality of the character. So this character is a medical doctor and he has a family, he has a wife, he has kids. So you know that in this the character that you want to create, and hopefully maybe you may have a secret lifestyle. You know, he's a medical doctor by day and something by night. Or you want to create a character who's an accountant in the shop, a character who's a father, a character who's just a parent, a character who's just so you look at what you want to create. If you're telling a story about a family. You know how to create the father character, the mother character, the siblings. All siblings will not have the same character. They will have different characters because that's what existentialism is basically about. Then, like, the idea of the ideal character is not really something that other worlds because mostly every character is unique in their own way, and it's not every character that people can resonate with. People can resonate with others. People may not resonate with others. But your duty as a writer is to create the characters that will make sure that your story is able to come alive. So that's what you have to focus on. Then when it comes to alter ego and existentialism, alter ego basically deals with someone who has two double characters. For example, we have um, Bruce Wayne, Batman. Batman is a businessman, a playboy during the day, director of Wayne Enterprises. Then in the evening is a hooded vigilante, a ninja vigilante who's protecting Gotham from all kinds of evil. So that's the alter ego. The alter ego is the part of the character that is hidden, but it's very, very prevalent in the story. Then you can also have a similar character like Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was a business lady during the day, but it's also a Wonder Woman protecting ladies and vulnerable in society. So that's the other way. Most of the alter ego character comes more when you're dealing with fantasy and science fiction because this is when we get to see that people actually have double characters. In the day they are this, and on the other side they are that. Apart from that, when you're writing romance or family drama, mainly for the drama, you don't really have two kinds of characters. The person maintains a particular character throughout the process till the end of the story. So I feel these are things that can help you, throughout your process as you tell your stories. You want to know what the character is, what the character seeks to achieve, why the character was created, what do you want to achieve with a character. Maybe you want to teach empathy in your story. So you want to create a character who's very empathic and he's able to show empathy to people as a way of teaching people that this is the right way to go. This is actually how we ought to live our lives. Mostly character creation is not only about the protagonist, we also have the antagonist, which is the villains. Mostly that's the other side where as a writer, you also have to create an evil person, an evil character. And mostly the evil characters are the one that brings intrigue and suspense to the story because when you have such a person, it's like going about causing a lot of issues and people are like, hey, so this person is destroying a lot of things in the movie. So who is going to rise up and defeat this guy? And I think that's the element of competition that makes the story quite unique and quite interesting in the process. So that's some few things I can say in regards to character creation and existentialism. And I'm sure you've learned a lot today. And I believe you go back and practice more with how to create your characters. And mostly you also want to also it comes to research. For example, if you want to create a character who is a soldier or an army officer, you want to go and talk to someone who has actually been a soldier before. You want to research or Google it, or you want to go actually to the barracks and find information about it. That's something that a lot of people don't know. But like the real creative writing is not just sitting in your room and just creating things. You have to be on the field. You have to actually have interaction with the people, the particular character you want to create. You want to spend some time with that person because that's how you can create the reality of the character. I remember in writing The Raven, I had to make a lot of research on engineering. I have to do a lot of geology, meteorology, because that is I wanted to create a real character. I didn't want to just sit in my room and think I'm creative enough, so I'll just sit down and create something. And that's actually how I learned creative writing. The people I learned creative writing from are people who do the hard work. And most when you do the hard work, it's quite conspicuous. Like people see that you've done the work and there's no argument about it. And it will stand the test of time. For years to come, your story will still conquer and it will stand up. So thank you very much for your time. And I wish you all the best in this journey of writing. If you want to learn more and practice more, and hopefully I'll see you again in the next session of our masterclass, The Art of Storytelling for Freelancers and Creators. This has been Jacob Osae, your instructor. And in ending, I want to say have a very nice weekend and see you again next week. Bye bye.